I want us to have some clarity about what you mentioned, freebies. Actually, I would call them individual short-term welfare measures, because even the richest countries, they do offer individual short-term welfare, because in a democracy, unless you carry the people across the board with you, if you merely take an economic view of the long term, always, there's a political price to pay. It's a fact. Even in the United States, they gave a loan waiver to students. They put a lot of money into people's pockets, and that's the cause of inflation globally right now, for instance. So that's inevitable. I don't think the issue is freebies versus no freebies. I think the issue is about a realistic balance between short-term welfare measures and long-term growth and investment. How to reconcile them in a more harmonious way. I think we are well past the stage when we can say, I will put all money into only growth. A government that says that, a party that says that, will lose deposits everywhere. So it's more about a balance. And the second is the ISWs, the individual social welfare measures, even if sometimes they're costly, they're really not on par with the old pension system. Why? You can withdraw them anytime you want. If a government has the political will, or if there's a fiscal crisis, you can say, sorry, I can no longer give you this free, because there is no long-term legal liability. B, they're reaching a large number of the people. They're not reaching 3% of the people. They're reaching 60, 70% of the people. After all, if tax money is going to remove some of the burden of the poor, we cannot put it on the same platform, the same plane as this kind of a small group getting disproportionate benefit. C, as long as growth momentum is maintained, if 6-7% growth is there, with inflation another 4-5%, we are going to get 12-13-14% increase in revenues annually. If you at least freeze the current expenditure on these short-term welfare measures, if you have that much of discipline, don't have to reduce. Within 3-4 years, it will become manageable. So first, in our minds, we have to distinguish these two. And we have to also recognize that a country like India cannot politically survive as a democracy unless you do give the poor people the short-term relief also. But a balance is what I'm seeking, a sustainable balance. If you take a doctrinaire approach, that is doomed to failure.